I'm walking in a forest in the middle of the Netherlands. And this is the second podcast on Shinrin Yoku. And in this podcast, I will explain you some exercises on your sense of taste, your sense of hearing, and your sense of feeling. So please listen, if you didn't listen already to the first podcast, listen first to the first podcast, because that's where I explain a little bit more about Shinrin Yoku. And I also give you some exercises on the first sense, the sense of sight, and the sense of smell. So I invite you again first to slow down your pace, if you didn't do that already. Really slow down your pace. Take time to look around you, to see the colors, the branches, to enjoy the coma-raby effect of the play of dark and light above you with the leaves. To breathe in the fresh air with all these phytoncides. It's giving our immune system such a positive boost. And take time for that. Take time to open up your sense of sight and your sense of smell. Do this for like 5 or 10 minutes. And then listen again to my voice. So I invite you now to find a place where you want to sit for a little while or stand for the exercise of the sense of hearing. But before I will explain you the exercise, let me tell you a little bit more about the trees that you are surrounded with. Susanna Simmert, a scientist in the United States, did a lot of research on trees. And she discovered that the roots in the earth, the roots in the ground, so where you're standing at, or standing with, as the Japanese say it, you're standing with the earth. Below, under your feet, there's a whole world. There's a whole world of roots that are connected with each other. And she discovered that trees can communicate with these roots. They communicate with each other over a distance of sometimes maybe more than 5 kilometers. She said the trees are maybe the first inventors of the World Wide Web, the Wood Wide Web, she would call it. It's a Wood Wide Web. And she also discovered that mature trees that are already very old, can help little trees. So she called them mother trees. So the mother trees can help the little trees. They help them to survive. Through their root system, they can bring healthy things that little trees need to survive in the forest. So when you are looking at a big tree, like a mother tree, become aware that she's not standing there alone. She's helping other trees. She's helping little trees. There's a whole wood wide web connection. The trees are not just individuals. They are a community. The Native Americans called the forest and the trees the standing people. The standing people. That gives you maybe a little bit different insight or a different feeling on the forest where you are now. The connections they have with their roots, the way they help each other. And Susanna Simard also discovered that the relationships between trees can be very complicated. She mentioned that trees do maybe have more complicated relations than we have as human beings. So that's maybe an interesting insight. Must be very complicated, I believe. But look at the trees around you when you are in a forest or maybe in a park, and become aware of the root system in the ground. Become aware that they are not individuals, the trees, but they are connected with each other over long distance. They can help each other. Become aware of that. And then look around you again to the colors. Breathe in and breathe out the fresh air. Feel your feet with the ground, how it is connected. Become aware of that. And take some time for that. Do that for 5 or 10 minutes and then listen again to my voice. So maybe you already experienced the sounds around you by standing or sitting. The sounds of the birds, the animals, maybe also sounds of human beings, like I had just had an aeroplane flying over. Become aware of all these sounds you hear. If you want to, you can close your eyes. And then become aware of these sounds. Feel maybe that the sounds are not only in your ears, but also around your whole body. Like if you ever went to a party and there was a lot of loud music, you can sometimes even feel the rhythm in your body. It's really making a lot of noise, and you can feel that in your body. That's with hard sounds, loud sounds. But you can also become aware of the soft sounds. They also all around you and also going through your body, but it's more subtle. Can you feel that? Can you bathe in the sounds of the forest? And feel that the sounds are just going through you like a gulf on the sea when you're swimming, that you're really bathing in the sounds of the forest. Take some time to experience the sounds of the forest. You can close your eyes, you can lay down or sit. Do this for 5 or 10 minutes and feel the sounds in your body. So maybe you've experienced the sounds of forest in a different way. The sounds in your body, the sound around you, the noises. And the reason why it is so healthy to listen to these sounds of forest, it relaxes us. The sounds in a forest we hear are really relaxing because we really like the vibration as human beings. And the reason why people think we became so relaxed or become so relaxed in a forest is that the development was so fast. Like in 200 years we went out of the forest and went into big cities with hardly any nature around us. But we're still, in a way, forest beings, nature beings, living creatures of nature. And by indulging ourselves into nature or going to a forest, it's like we are coming home. Because somewhere in our system, our body feels, oh, but this is our home. Here is where we belong. This is who we are. Human beings, connected with nature, part of nature. So listen to the voice, breathe in the fresh air, and feel the connection with nature. And I invite you now to slowly stand up again with open senses and walk a little bit further through your forest, but then discover also the sense of feeling. So pick up branches, pick up leaves, feel how the bark of a tree is like. Discover the forest as you maybe did when you were a little child, picking up everything, running where you wanted to go. Just go on adventure, but with open senses. Sense of sight, sense of smell, sense of feeling, sense of hearing. Open them up and discover your forest. Pick up everything, smell on it. And also maybe feel how it is on your skin. And do this for like 10 minutes and then listen again to my voice. So, I hope you discovered a lot in the forest. Branches, leaves, the smells, how trees feel. And now there's one last sense you can open up, and that's your sense of taste. But while this is a podcast, I can't really show you what to eat or not. So be very careful. There's a lot of things you can try in a forest, but be careful what you do. But it's mostly safe just to put something on your tongue and just experience it for a little while and then spit it out again. Or if you think that's a little bit too strange, you can breathe through your mouth. So open your mouth, breathe through your mouth and feel how your tongue is experiencing the fresh air of the forest. And do this for a little while. Breathe in through your tongue. Or if you like to, pick up some leaves or some wood or some bark of a tree and put it on your tongue and experience it. And then spit it out again. Do this for like 5 or 10 minutes and then listen again to my voice. So I hope you experienced how you can open up your 5 senses in a forest by looking around you, seeing the fractals, breathing in the fresh air, the phytocydes. Become aware of the sounds around you, everywhere around you. Experience how barks are feeling leaves by everything picking up from the ground, by really experience the forest with your hands. And even taste some leaves or breathe in through your air. So one reason why Shinrin Yoku became so popular in Japan is because the religion in Japan is the Shintoism. And Shintoism has this philosophy that people are part of nature. And while in the Western societies, Christianity was a big religion, big stream of religion, and there people are they are leading nature. They have to take care of nature. But it was not that people were part of nature. And the Shintoism is in that way inspiring, because it's connecting human beings in a different way to nature. It's making them part of nature. And it's making them also responsible for nature. Well, if we are part of nature, part of the earth, we also have to take care of the earth. While earth is feeding us, is giving us this fresh air you are enjoying now. So Shintoism gives us another feeling of connection with nature, of connection with the world around us, and in that way, of connection with ourselves. This was the second podcast of Shinrin Yoku in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed it. And the third and last podcast will combine all exercises on the 5 senses. So I hope to meet you there. And for now, I'll wish you a nice forest bath or a Shinrin Yoku experience.